Hey, welcome to howtotrapbeavers.com. I'm Chris Pope, and in this segment we're going to go through setting up a lodge or a den. You can see we got a nice big old lodge here. So the first thing you need to do is figure out where the beavers are entering and exiting. If the water's low, you may be able to even see it, but if you start walking around you'll find it real quick, especially if they've been using the lodge for any length of time. When they come in and out, they'll start wallowing a channel out. And you'll see in a minute here, this channel that I'm going to set is probably a foot deeper than the rest of the ground, the rest of the swamp floor out here. I mean, it's just, and if you're walking along not paying any attention, you'll step off into it and go over your waders or float your hat or something. And many a duck hunter has fallen to that before, and a beaver trapper. So I've got my Belial 280 here, and I've got one of the tall Conibear H stands. I've already eased around the lodge and found one of the real good runs, and even if it's a fresh lodge or a pretty new lodge or something like that, if the floor of the swamp is kind of spongy and soft and you walk around till you feel just a really hard bottom, that's where the beavers are using. They're coming in and out of that very regular, and they've worn it down to that hard bottom. That's where you want to set your trap, and you'll feel there's a channel there. There'll be a 12 or 16 inch wide channel where those beavers are coming and going. So I've got to set my Belial. Make sure my safety catches are still good and on. And on this one I've got the trigger kind of in an L shape, and it's offset to one side. This is a real good location because we've got the channel, the run here coming out of the lodge and straight under this button brush here. So it's kind of like a natural dive set built in to the run. So I've got my extension cable still, and I'm going to put the trap on the H stand, and it just slides right on, right inside the springs. Slide it all the way down, and be careful not to poke a hole in your waders doing this, but I'm going to slide it all the way down until it seats. There we go. Alright, and so now it's seated on the H stand. And now I know, and I'll tell you, I know the channel's right here. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm going to undo my springs, go ahead and take my safety catches off. Fold them back out of the way. And instead of setting the trap right here close to the lodge, I'm going to set it out closer to this little button brush here to get them away from the entrance, because if one beaver gets caught and another beaver comes and sees the beaver caught in the channel, he may start biting on them if he can't get them out of the way. So they could still bite on him, but this will also give them room to get out of the channel if the beaver is caught right there. So I'm just going to take my stand and feel for the deep part of the channel here. And you can see, I mean, I'm standing in thigh deep water, and this is a 4-foot stand, and it's right at the top of the H stand. So that's right in the dead center of the channel. I'm going to ease it toward this bush just a little bit, and then push it down into the ground, seat it well, and it's ready to go. One thing you want to keep in mind is you still need to anchor off your Conibears. And so I've got a 4-foot snare cable with a quick link on here. I'm just going to wrap it around this green limb a couple times and clip it back onto itself. I've tried just running the cable through the H stand before, and if something happens, the beaver fights it, the stand comes unlodged, you know, it may still drift or move, and you may have trouble finding it. So I've gotten to where I stake the cable to to something else. And it's not a bad idea to still run your cable through your H-stand. That way if it does get pulled up, you can get your stand and your trap back. But other than that, this set's ready to go. Alright, we're back here at our lodge that we set yesterday. Got the set in the channel here. The water's so deep and the set's so deep, I don't know just by looking if I made a catch or not, but one trick you can use to tell that without getting wet or anything is find you a stick or a piece of rebar, and I know where my trap is, I know where the channel is, so I can reach down there with my rebar stick. Let's see, I need to find my... Alright, there's my H-stand. I can hear it clinking, so I'll slide down until I feel the trap. And it feels, I believe we got a beaver down there. You'll feel, if you don't have anything, you can feel the top edge of the Conibear. You can just rake your stick across it and you'll feel a clink clink real close, and you'll know, that's how a Conibear feels. That's how a Conibear is when it's set, not fired. I can't really feel that. I believe I felt something soft down there, so I'm going to grab my H-stand and pull it up. I can find it again. And there we go. Ha! And that, my friends, is why I love Belials. I don't know how that happened. Get the H-stand out of the way. But that caught this beaver by the front foot in this 280 Belial and held him. And he drowned, and he's going to be skint now. If you'd have had a trap that didn't come all the way together, that didn't close completely, that would have been a lost beaver. And it might have been shy of this channel or something. So that's why I love these Belials, how they completely close, 100%. Now the trick's going to be getting him out of this trap.